Hey, this is Aaron.
And Blake, we're AV Data.
Thanks for walking through this Alteryx Weekly challenge with us. In this video, we're taking a look at Alteryx Weekly Challenge number 240, Every Vote Counts. If you'd like to follow along, we're in the Alteryx community under the Academy page and Weekly Challenge. Taking a look at challenge number 240. You can download the YXMD start file if you'd like to follow along and build in your designer. For this week's challenge, we have the results of a favorite flavors of ice cream poll. And we're going to use ranked choice voting to identify the overall favorite flavor. And what an interesting topic to take a look at during election week. So our inputs, we've got the vote results for 99 individuals along with a key, and we need to produce the outcome of the election. So we should find that in round 4, with 56 of the 99 available votes, chocolate is the winner. So we managed to get there. Took a bit of a brute force approach, building round by round. But in Alteryx, we can replicate our logic and copy and paste these containers. So you'll see a lot of the same tools. So let's go ahead and zoom on in and take a look at how we prepped the data before running our election rounds. We started off by dropping in a record ID tool so we can track each of these data points back to the unique voter, if you will. So we'll think of record ID as a voter ID. The next tool on the canvas is the text to columns tool. So we're going to parse each of the individual votes onto its own line, so creating an individual record for each of those votes, because here the order of the votes is very important to us. Which brings us to the tile tool after we clean the data up. So I used a regex tool to isolate the numbers. We could have used a data cleansing tool or a formula. And after renaming the fields, we have a clean listing of the record or voter ID, the vote order, so the sequence that they casted these votes, and then we have the vote itself, which were provided a number code, and we need to reference the ice cream key to map in the flavor. So we match the voting code, we map in the flavor, and after a couple of tools, we come up with one listing that shows us for each of our voters, their vote over order 1 through 4, and the flavors they picked. So that's an important data point for us. We're going to refer back to it after each of the rounds to bring in the next flavor based on the results from the prior round. All right. So now we want to really focus on round number 1. So what was everyone's first choice? So after filtering for only the round 1 results, we have 99 votes, one from each of our voters. We can use a summarize tool to group by the flavor and perform a distinct count on the record IDs. And we have our raw results from round 1. And we see that vanilla with 32 overall votes would be the winner in some types of elections, but not with ranked choice voting. So here we need to consider the total population of voters, which is 99. We can use the append fields tool to append that value to the right side of the data table and calculate our percentage. So with ranked choice voting, the winning flavor needs to have greater than 50% of the vote. But after one round, none of our flavors have satisfied that condition. So we need to pass on to round 2. But before we get to round 2, we need to identify the flavor with the least number of votes, and we're going to remove that from consideration. So here I'm using a sorting tool to identify the flavor with the least amount of votes. So round number 1, it was Rocky Road. A couple different tools we could have used here to isolate this data point. I chose to drop in a record ID and a filter to make it really clean and easy to see. But Rocky Road, we're going to drop from consideration. So we need to join back the data against our original round 1 results and identify the individuals that cast their round 1 vote for Rocky Road. Now the other voters, the 93 votes, the people that voted for chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, and so on, everything but Rocky Road, those votes are going to pass on to the next round. But we really need to focus on the 6 individuals who cast their round 1 vote for Rocky Road. So using a formula tool, we can increment that round forward 1, and joining back on the voter ID and now the vote order, now that we've rolled it forward 1, we can take a look at the second choice for all 6 of our individuals that picked Rocky Road the first time around. And the join allows us to really clearly see this relationship. So we get 3 new votes for mint chocolate chip, 2 new votes for chocolate, and 1 new vote for vanilla. So these are new votes to consider in the current round. And using a union, we can bring back the votes from our prior round. We're right back to 99. And now we can run our round 2 election results. So the same tools, summarize to count the votes. We've got a count records. We could use just another summarize tool there, and an append fields to put that denominator off to the side. We've got our formula tool. We see that vanilla is still ahead. We've got 1/3 of the vote, 33%, but it's not 50%. So we need to continue on to round number 3. And we've identified that after round 2, mint chocolate chip was in last place. So you guessed it, we need to map back to our current round results, identify the individuals that voted for mint chocolate chip, regardless if it was their first original vote, as it was for the first 7 record IDs we're seeing in the table, as well as voters 97, 98, and 99, who've now had their first 2 choices thrown out. So if they voted for Rocky Road and then mint chocolate chip, we need to find their 3rd choice. So it's not always just filtering to the next vote order. We need to find the next relevant vote. So we got another join tool to map back to the original ballots, and we've got some new votes to consider. And again, passing the votes from the prior round through. So in round number 3, we're down to just 3 flavors. The race is getting tight. Looks like vanilla is still in the lead with 35 overall votes, 35.35%, but still not above 50. So at the end of round 3, strawberry is in last place. There are 28 votes for strawberry. So there are 28 new votes for us to consider. So again, we have a series of joins that identify all the current ballots we had for strawberry, lets us know which voters we need to go back and find the next vote for. The formula tool allows us to roll that vote forward 1 position. We see we're mapping in a whole bunch of new chocolate votes. So hang on, we got some late drama in our election. And if we look at the results from round 4, with 56 of the 99 overall votes, it looks like chocolate has taken it down. And I have to agree, chocolate is my favorite flavor of ice cream. That would have been my number 1 vote. I might as well be record ID number 1 in this poll.
Thank you for learning with us today. Good luck on your Alteryx journey.
For more information on custom training, managed service automations, and more, please visit our website at abdataconsulting.com.